Alrighty, so what we're making today is a tablet from our Diwali collection, which is a deep dive retrospective on fruit and nut. So we're going to create one of the tablets from it, and I'm going to give people a chance to be able to make it at home with where you can buy all the ingredients as well. So what we're going to start with is the Noir bar. It's one of the only sort of base bars that we do at Ether. It's a Dominican or single origin chocolate with volcanic salt, and what that does is adds a little more minerality into what is otherwise a very fruity chocolate. We're going to take it, we're going to temper it down, and then we're going to pump it with some pecans. That's going to be our nut. I have some Colombian pecans. These are very easily available at your local store. And then I'm going to take very traditionally dried, on the stalk dried figs. I'm going to do a pecan and fig, and then I'm going to double down and add some more salt. I'm going to use smoked salt, so that again you get a little more complexity in the salt. And with the salt being smoked, it brings out the sweetness of the figs a little bit more. So I've taken the Noir bars, about 4 to 5 of them, depending on again how many bars you want to make, and I've melted them down to 45 degrees Celsius to make sure that all the crystals are completely melted, so we can recrystallize it. Recrystallizing it, very simple. You just want to pour it out onto your table and work it around to make sure that you're not creating any lumps. Make sure it's a cool table, also very important, until it comes down to about 28 and you can feel some of the crystals starting to form. What is going to be really fun to look at.
So how do you think chocolate fits into Diwali? When it comes to Diwali, people think of traditional Indian mithai. So how do you think chocolate is going to fit into this?
I think the landscape for traditional Indian mithai is definitely shifting, and chocolate is a universally loved ingredient, and I think it's a very natural next step, a very natural progression into the creative application of sweetmeats.
Right.
And there you have it. You have some chocolate. What I like to do is I like to always add the salt right here, right at this point, so that it's equally distributed within the chocolate. If you want to add salt on the top, you can do that, but I would say do it both ways. Add it inside and on the top, so that you can never have too much salt, trust me. So I've added my smoked salt in here. If you are not sure how much salt to add, I would say about 0.5% is perfect. Yeah. Get a chocolate mold of your choosing. I'm doing the Ether chocolate mold that is inspired by terroir, specifically the Himalayan mountain ranges. So you have your Dominican chocolate. You know that this is going to have a lot of very fruity notes, a lot of very tropical notes. So I want to, of course, arrange out. Now I have both chopped pecans and whole pecans. I know different people like whole nuts and some people like chopped nuts. So that's fully up to you how you like to eat your nuts. But one thing I will say is if you're going to do the chopped nuts, I would put them inside before pouring it on. If you're going to do whole nuts, it's nice to go in the back. Yeah, and the Ether recipe calls for two figs and then chopped pecans on the inside, but again, if you're making it at home for yourself and for your family, do how many ever and however you like it to your taste. Yeah, I think there we are. And then always, I like to finish off with some more salt in the back. Priya, can I have some gold, please? And just to make it fancy only for you, I'm going to do some gold leaf on the back, make it super, super festive. Excuse me eating, I can't stop.
What can people expect from the Diwali collection?
Right, so we're doing the 3 chocolate bars, the 3 fruit and nut bars. We're doing Goan cashews with coconuts, Goan cashews, coconuts, milk chocolate, and that's Ghanaian single origin milk chocolate. We're doing a pistachio with apricot and a Dominican milk tart. And then of course we're doing the dark chocolate, the Dominican dark chocolate with the figs and the pecans. And we're also making a cake, which we made last year as well, and it's backed by popular demand. And it is inspired by the halwai and the tradition of halwa making. So it's a 3 saffron cake. So we do an Iranian saffron, Kashmiri saffron, and an Arab saffron. It's a very nice balanced saffron cake with a pistachio and rose sponge. And then we fill it up with bundi, with saffron bundi. It's a very textural experience of going through a sponge, going through these random bundis. Beautiful cake.
What was the inspiration behind this year's Diwali collection?
So yeah, it was the fruit nut. Yeah, that was to do a understanding of a fruit and nut and making it a little more intellectually stimulating.
Does the gold leaf add in terms of flavor, or is it just more of a
It's just for the vibes, my dude. Yeah, it's just for the vibes, my dude. It makes it a little more Diwali, I think. Yeah, and of course we don't add it because we don't think it needs it, but if you're making it at home, it always helps to be a little fancy for your family. Yeah, so you just let it set for an hour. If your room is cold enough, leave it outside. If you need it to be in the fridge, 5 minutes in the fridge should be good, but then leave it outside to set for an hour. And last weekend,